welcome to the Week 8 edition of Instant Replay, where I give you my take on the most controversial calls of the weekend. I'm Simon Borg. Let's start with the big New York Red Bulls vs. LA Galaxy match from Sunday. And the major talking point after the game, including with LA boss Bruce Arena, was Dax McCarty not getting hit with a second yellow in the 89th minute. I thought he deserved it, but referee Ted Unkel spares him. I think the Galaxy perhaps may have also deserved a red of their own. It's the 14th minute when Jossie's artist goes in with this high, studs-up, straight-legged challenge on Bradley Wright Phillips. We don't get a replay, but that didn't look good. Uncle gives him a yellow card. I thought Zardes was also guilty of a penalty kick foul in this one. In the 26th minute, he sticks out his leg on Felipe Martins at the top of the box, and Zardes' foot and leg appear to be on the line, which is part of the penalty area. So if it's a foul, and I think it is, it's a penalty. No whistle from Uncle on that one. Could the Red Bulls have had another potential penalty? We go to the 40th minute and this long ball to New York forward Bradley Wright Phillips. I know some will argue that Omar Gonzalez didn't have time to react, but I think he's making himself big and raising his arm to deflect the ball. That's a handball to me. Another ugly foul that got a yellow when I thought it could have been red. It's Matt Miazga sliding in studs up on LA's Alan Gordon. To me, it's not just reckless, but it also endangers the safety of the player. You know what's also dangerous? Getting a flag in your face. Yeah, just ask Robbie Rogers. Only one play to look at from one of the other Sunday matches, Seattle vs. Portland. It's the 70th minute, and the visiting Timbers thought they had the lead, but the replays in fact show that Maxi Urruti was offside. No sweat for assistant Mike Rotterman. Next, to the wild 4-4 draw between Houston and Sporting Kansas City, and the big play in this one was the red card shown to Houston's Jermaine Taylor in minute 77. On the replay, it looks like the ball comes off Taylor's chest, and that's the argument he makes to referee Kevin Stott, who still reaches into his back pocket to issue a red for denial of an obvious goal-scoring opportunity. He also awards the penalty, and Sporting's Benny Feilhaber steps up to convert. Many were shouting dog show just moments before in the 75th minute, but Dom Dwyer got up off the ground just in time to deposit the ball into the back of the net. And so it wasn't a denial of a goal-scoring opportunity anymore, which means no red card after the fact for Houston goalkeeper Tyler Derrick. I'm not making it up. It's spelled out in the Laws of the Game, Law 12, page 130, where it also says that Stott still could have given Derrick a caution card, but no cards were issued on that one. A yellow was shown to Roger Espinoza in the 31st minute for this foul on Houston's Nate Sturgis. But did Espinoza deserve a heftier punishment? Wish we had another angle to help us. Referee Kevin Stott had the best one and sticks with the caution. Espinoza's teammate Servando Carrasco should have probably seen red, in my opinion, in the 52nd minute when he appears to swing an arm that makes contact with the head of Houston's Brad Davis in a minor tussle that erupted. Later in the match, it was Davis who whipped in the set piece that gave the Dynamo their fourth and final goal in the 83rd minute. But should the set piece have even been awarded? Is this a foul on Davis? I say yes, the defender has to go through the man to poke it away. But before the foul, it looked to me like Davis commits a handball to control it. Now, we told you the game had 8 goals, but there was a 9th scored, and it was called back. It's the 64th minute, and yep, you guessed it, it's Dom Dwyer again. Assistant Apolinar Mariscal gets it right. To Mafre Stadium, where I thought Philadelphia's Michael Lahoud got off easy after this high, straight-legged tackle on Waylon Francis. He only gets a yellow from referee Chris Penso, but I think that slide definitely endangers the safety of his opponent. But even at 11v11, Crew SC dominated, winning 4-1, and they also wanted a penalty in the 48th minute. You see several Crew players calling for the handball by either Steven Vittoria or CJ Sapong, but we don't get a replay, and even when we blow it up, it's tough to tell if there's anything there. Moving on, another rough tackle I thought should have seen a red card. It belonged to John Sturtz over Real Salt Lake on Juan Agudelo. It's the 10th minute at Gillette Stadium, and that's just brutal. Potential ankle breaker for me, but referee Ismail Elfat opted for the yellow. Agudelo would get back up and exact his revenge, scoring the second goal as the Revs put up a 4 spot on RSL. But the third goal in the rout by Charlie Davies had hints of an offside. Let's look at it again. I do think that Davies is ahead of the last RSL defender at the top of your screen, but assistant Eric Boria doesn't flag it. Understandably a frustrating result for RSL, but I think Alvaro Saborio may have taken it a bit too far in the 56th minute. After Jermaine Jones strips him, look how Sabo just kicks out at him with the ball long gone. That wasn't just a simple trip move to me. He had a go at him. To me, that qualifies as violent conduct, but Elfat again goes yellow. Saborio was one of 3 RSL players who were cautioned on the day, but not Captain Kyle Beckerman, who escaped without a yellow card despite fouling Lee Win on 3 different occasions in the 6th minute, the 37th minute, and the 74th minute. Next up, we head to Chicago, where the Fire all of a sudden are hot. They got another win, and they were helped by the fact that New York City FC went down to 10 men in the 23rd minute after Andrew Jacobson picked up a red card for taking down David Accam from behind. Is it denial of an obvious goal-scoring opportunity or serious foul play? Does it matter? Good call there from referee Ricardo Salazar. But the numbers on the field probably should have been evened up 3 minutes later. Check out the replay of this Matt Watson tackle on Adam Nemec. Studs up and ankle high. Salazar pulls out a yellow, and by my count, that's the third tackle like that we've seen this weekend. Now, Salazar did well not to blow his whistle on 3 PK shots in this one. In the 51st minute, it looks like Harry Shipp just goes down too easily. Then in the 56th minute, this to me was a fair challenge by Jeff Larentowicz on Patrick Mullins. Then in the 67th, there's simply no handball here. Good eye, Salazar. Another red card issued this weekend came in Colorado, and FC Dallas forward Blas Perez got it for what looked like a push on Drew Moore in the box. Now, during the game, we didn't get a good replay, and it looked like a simple push in the box. But we have the angle for you, and I think we can tell this is violent conduct, and Alan Chapman goes to his back pocket, and rightly so. You know what I felt was another surefire red card? Seconds after Blas was sent off, we got this challenge by his teammate Kellen Acosta on Colorado's Juan Ramirez. That was bad. Chapman deems it a yellow. The match finished tied 1-1, but nice try by Colorado's Drew Moore, who was fishing for a PK in the 94th minute. He goes down in the box, but no chance on that one. Plenty to look at in Vancouver, and it started early. In the second minute, Pedro Morales put the home team ahead, but there were many who felt that Octavio Rivero was offside on the play. I disagree. I think the camera angle is what might be fooling people here. I think DC's Sean Franklin, toward the bottom of the screen, keeps him on. Plus, assistant Jeremy Hansen is in perfect position to make the ruling. So things started great for Vancouver, but they could have gotten ugly just 5 minutes later. Check out this wild 2-footed tackle by Sam Adekugbe right in front of referee David Gantar, who goes with a yellow card. But I would have wanted to see a red there. For me, that challenge endangered the safety of Perry Kitchen. Adekugbe's teammate, Matias Laba, did end up getting a red later in the first half. In the 42nd minute, the Argentine gets his second yellow after clipping Fabian Espindola in the open field, and it's a foul he just didn't need to commit. There is contact, but boy, does Espindola sell it. On this replay, you see that Espindola actually takes a step before going down. But even with 10 men, the Caps had their chances for an equalizer after DC went up 2-1. And in the 69th minute, they wanted a penalty when Octavio Rivero goes down on this contact as Michael Farfan runs into him in the box. And I think Rivero has a case, but Gantar doesn't call it. Good no call by Gantar in the 76th minute. This header by Kendall Waston is intercepted by Chris Korp's chest and not his arm. What was more questionable, however, was this push by DC's Perry Kitchen on Steven Beitashour in the box. But without a better replay, we can't really say for sure. Gantar says play on. And we end in Orlando, where like the Whitecaps, Orlando City lost at home, and the Lions failed to create much in this game. In fact, their most dangerous opportunity may have been this one in the 7th minute. Does Toronto's Nick Hagglund foul forward Kyle Larin? I think you can make the argument, but Larin stays on his feet until he lunges for the ball. If that foul was called, Hagglund may have also been sent off with a second yellow after getting his first one in the opening minute of play for this stray arm on Kevin Molino. If Toronto FC perhaps got lucky, so did Orlando. This cross by Sebastian Jovinko in the 43rd minute looks like it strikes the outstretched arm of Aurelien Colin inside the box. No call from referee Jose Carlos Rivero. The game heated up in the second half with players getting in each other's faces. In the 70th minute, Jonathan Osorio is called for the foul and then goes in for what looks like a headbutt on Orlando's Tyler Turner, who took exception to the foul. But it doesn't look like Osorio makes contact. Then in the 83rd minute, it was time for Damian Perquis and Brian Roches to get up close and personal. First, Perquis gives Roches a chest bump, and then the Honduran designated player reciprocates with a blatant push. The referee doesn't get involved. Had he, I would have gone with a yellow for both players at most. That's a wrap for us for Week 8. And remember to keep using hashtag Instant Replay for all the plays you want to see here every week. In the meantime, for our editor Abner Aceves, I'm Simon Borg. See you next time!